Welcome to TRK Studio, your destination for timeless home inspiration. Discover rustic elegance, cozy details, and seasonal charm. Subscribe, like, and comment to join our design journey. An autumn farmhouse entryway with weathered oak doors, rustic stone flooring, and a vintage wooden bench layered with woven plaid throws, warm amber lanterns flickering softly, and a hand-carved heirloom chest nearby. Golden leaves scattered across a braided jute rug. The scene filled with warm wood tones, muted earthy colors, and timeless rustic farmhouse elegance, creating an inviting seasonal welcome rich in detail and cozy sophistication. Farmhouse living room centered on a large reclaimed wood fireplace mantel adorned with dried hydrangeas, brass candlesticks, and aged ceramic vases. An heirloom quilt folded on a tufted linen armchair, antique oak coffee table holding stacked leather-bound books, woven baskets filled with pine cones, and a soft amber glow from wrought iron sconces. The entire space steeped in autumn warmth with rustic textures and timeless farmhouse design elements. Rustic dining room, showcasing a farmhouse trestle table crafted from reclaimed pine, decorated with heirloom stoneware, mismatched vintage silver, and linen napkins tied with sprigs of dried wheat. Centerpiece of copper vessels filled with seasonal branches. Windsor chairs softened with plaid cushions. Overhead an iron chandelier with soft golden light. Wood-paneled walls and weathered beams adding warmth, exuding the timeless elegance of autumn gatherings in a farmhouse setting. A farmhouse kitchen featuring open shelves of warm natural wood stacked with antique crockery, hand-thrown pottery, and heirloom glass jars. A copper kettle resting on a vintage cast iron stove, farmhouse sink draped with striped linen towels, dried herbs hanging from wooden beams, and a rustic oak island layered with woven baskets of apples and pumpkins, the scene glowing with autumnal charm, natural textures, and timeless rustic farmhouse elegance. A cozy farmhouse reading nook tucked beside a large window, framed in weathered barnwood. Linen drapes filtering golden autumn light. A tufted leather armchair layered with a knitted throw. A rustic oak side table with vintage oil lamp. Stacked books with hand-tooled covers, and a woven wool rug beneath. Heirloom decor elements blending with warm woods to create a timeless corner perfect for autumn afternoons steeped in rustic charm. A farmhouse hallway lined with reclaimed wood paneling, weathered oak console table displaying antique lanterns, a vintage mirror with carved wooden frame, seasonal wreath of dried leaves and berries, and a hand-woven runner rug in muted autumnal tones, baskets of firewood stacked neatly along the wall, the entire passage glowing with warm rustic character, heirloom accents. An autumn farmhouse coziness inviting movement deeper into the timeless home. A rustic bedroom featuring a wrought iron farmhouse bed dressed with plaid wool blankets and heirloom patchwork quilts. Distressed oak nightstands topped with oil lamps. Vintage stoneware pitchers and amber glass bottles. Exposed beams overhead. Braided jute rug beneath. Walls adorned with botanical prints and wooden frames. The scene softly lit with warm amber tones, creating an atmosphere of timeless farmhouse comfort filled with autumn warmth and rustic textures. A farmhouse bathroom retreat with weathered oak vanity, antique copper basin, hand-woven linen towels, clawfoot tub surrounded by dried eucalyptus and amber candles. Rustic stone floors softened with braided wool rugs, heirloom apothecary bottles displayed on reclaimed wood shelving, vintage wall sconce casting a golden glow, autumn branches in ceramic urn adding seasonal touch, the space reflecting timeless farmhouse elegance through warm woods, artisanal textures, and rustic luxury detailing. A rustic farmhouse porch framed with natural wood beams, rocking chairs layered with plaid wool cushions, woven baskets filled with pumpkins and gourds, lanterns glowing softly at dusk, heirloom iron hooks holding dried corn stalks, braided rugs scattered across wide oak planks, an antique trunk serving as table displaying brass candlesticks and seasonal fruits, the entire porch radiating timeless autumn charm, warm textures, and farmhouse coziness blending with nature's beauty. A farmhouse pantry with open oak shelving filled with heirloom crockery, hand-thrown stoneware jars, woven baskets of apples, linen sacks of grains, and antique copper pots hanging above, rustic work table holding seasonal preserves and dried herbs, braided rug in warm earth tones, vintage lantern illuminating softly, walls lined with reclaimed barnwood, the entire space echoing timeless rustic functionality infused with autumn textures, creating an inviting blend of history and comfort. A rustic farmhouse sitting area with wide plank oak floors, reclaimed timber beams, and a weathered stone fireplace. Tufted linen sofa layered with plaid and wool throws, antique wooden trunk serving as coffee table, heirloom ceramics on open shelving, seasonal branches in a copper urn, and amber candles casting soft light, the entire atmosphere steeped in autumn farmhouse elegance, timeless rustic details, and warm, cozy corners inviting relaxation and comfort. A farmhouse mudroom with weathered oak benches, woven baskets filled with scarves and woolen blankets, antique hooks holding plaid coats, hand-woven runner rug in autumn hues, vintage lanterns glowing against reclaimed barnwood walls, copper boot trays with polished leather boots, heirloom trunks stacked in a corner, the entire space radiating rustic farmhouse practicality blended with timeless elegance, warm autumn details, and inviting textures creating a seasonally cozy entranceway. A rustic farmhouse loft with exposed oak beams, wide plank floors layered with braided wool rugs, antique writing desk holding aged journals, inkwell, and brass lamp. Cozy nook with plaid upholstered chair beside a weathered oak bookcase filled with heirloom volumes. Seasonal branches in ceramic urns, amber. Lanterns softly illuminating the space. The entire loft brimming with timeless farmhouse charm, autumnal elegance, and rustic textures creating a welcoming retreat. A farmhouse sunroom with weathered wood framing, linen slip-covered armchairs, antique oak table with heirloom ceramic planters filled with dried hydrangeas, plaid wool throws draped casually, braided rugs underfoot, golden autumn light filtering through vintage glass windows, rustic lanterns on windowsills and baskets of seasonal fruits and leaves, the atmosphere infused with timeless rustic farmhouse warmth, natural textures, and autumn details creating an inviting and peaceful retreat filled with charm. A rustic farmhouse library with reclaimed wood shelves filled with heirloom books, leather-bound volumes, and antique pottery. Weathered oak ladder leaning against the tall shelving, tufted linen armchair layered with wool throws, brass lantern casting golden light, braided jute rug softening the wide plank floor, walls adorned with vintage botanical prints in wooden frames, the entire library steeped in timeless farmhouse elegance, rustic character, and autumn coziness inviting reflective. moments. A farmhouse attic retreat with exposed oak beams, weathered plank floors, vintage steamer trunks, and heirloom rocking chair layered with plaid wool blanket, rustic shelves displaying antique ceramics and stoneware jars, braided wool rugs adding softness, lanterns glowing warmly in shadowed corners, dried herbs hanging from rafters, amber glass bottles catching the light, the entire attic filled with rustic farmhouse character, timeless. Heirloom finds and autumn details creating cozy nostalgia. A rustic farmhouse garden room with reclaimed wood walls, antique wrought iron table, weathered oak shelving stacked with heirloom clay pots, wicker baskets filled with dried herbs, seasonal pumpkins arranged in copper basins, lanterns casting golden evening glow, braided jute rugs underfoot, autumn branches in large stone urns, and rustic tools leaning against barnwood walls, the entire garden room echoing timeless farmhouse elegance, warm seasonal textures, and rustic autumn charm. Thank you for watching TRK Studios' Rustic Autumn Farmhouse Tour. Embrace timeless beauty and cozy inspiration. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more elegant design ideas.